Ready, headlines?
Roll headlines.
A shooting in Northridge has left one man dead. Protesters want to keep medical pot dispensaries open, but prosecutors want to close them. And Cal State Northridge basketball fans show their pride on a special night.
Hello, welcome to Valley View News. I'm Joseph Prado.
And I'm Shayla Salva. Victims of the La Crescenta fires are preparing for the upcoming rainfall. Christiana Gross reports on how the community works together to avert disaster.
People crowded around a sand bin at Two Strike Park to fill sandbags. Many came prepared with their own shovels and even brought their own bags. They dug in, filling sandbag after sandbag. Fire station number 19 has stacks of sandbags for people to take what they needed. Even kids pitched in to do their part. Jean Ingram is just one resident worried about a possible mudslide.
Pretty scary. I mean, here 1 month ago we were worried about the flames, and now it's supposed to rain pretty heavy tomorrow. So they're giving sandbags, and all the neighbors are very concerned.
K-rails and sandbags line the roads to redirect potential mud flow. Even a steady stream of rain could bring the burned hillside crashing down. Not all homes were lucky enough to have barriers right in front. Those that weren't spent hours filling sandbags preparing for the worst.
It's our neighbor who's on the corner, and she's vulnerable to the flooding, so she's older, and so we just came over to actually help her.
The sudden change in weather caught some people off guard, leaving them little time to prepare. The Crescenta Valley Emergency Response Team came out to help residents shovel.
This is definitely our first mudslide after our major station fire. So we're trying to prepare as quickly as possible.
LA Public Works will provide the bins throughout the winter so people can come whenever they need to, leaving those that didn't come earlier to scrape the bottom of the bin. The president of the Crescenta Valley Town Council said he had lived through a mudslide before, but not one of the magnitude people are expecting.
Lived here 41 years, and we had a little bit of a mudslide back in 1976, but this is the first to the level that we're talking about since I've been here.
Hundreds of sandbags were filled, twist-tied, and then loaded into trucks and cars throughout the day. After loading up, people drove off to start their last-minute preparations. These Glendale residents are hoping sandbags like these are enough to brave the storms. In La Crescenta, I'm Christiana Gross for Valley View News.
A shooting in Northridge has left one man dead. 21-year-old Patrick Shillings was gunned down last Sunday, shortly after noon on the corner of White Oak and Lassen. Los Angeles police say two groups of men argued near the intersection. Shillings and the two men he was with weren't involved, but as they walked toward a nearby store, someone in one of the groups fired on them. Rose Basharzad lives nearby. She says she didn't witness the shooting, but saw the crime scene when she came home.
I was driving down Lassen. I had just came back from CVS, and before the cops were coming in with me, and I saw this whole commotion. I didn't know what was going on, and then I saw this guy on the floor in front of the green door with blood all over, and I saw him, and then they put the sheet over it, and it was kind of disturbing.
Police say Shillings was hit 4 times but managed to make it a few hundred feet before he fell to the ground and died. Witnesses say the suspects fled from the scene. Police were investigating whether or not the shooting was gang-related and whether Shillings could have been a victim of mistaken identity. The 2010 census is less than 6 months away, and officials are hoping they can get an accurate account. But as Shayla Selva reports, some Latinos say it may be difficult to count all the people in their community.
Every 10 years, the U.S. Census Bureau is congressionally ordered to count everyone, including citizens and non-citizens living in the U.S. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, Latinos are the largest minority group in the nation. However, many members of this group still do not participate in the quantitative survey. So what are some of the census barriers and attitudes that Latinos question during this time? Salvadorian mail clerk Mario Tobar has been living in the U.S. for 18 years. This is the first time the Census Bureau has been brought to his attention. We are not aware of the census due to little given information, recognition, and lack of time. Sometimes we are not up to date with these events. I believe it is mainly for the lack of exposure to the survey. Journalist Sara Perez came from Mexico to Los Angeles 4 years ago, and this will be her first time participating in the census. They themselves are afraid that by solely participating in the census, They will be counted in a manner against them, and immigration will find out their migratory situation, in turn, giving them future legal issues.
Tengan problemas posteriores.
However, younger voices in the Latino community want to take part in the census in order to ensure their futures.
I think now that I'm older, I take those kinds of things a little bit more serious, and I want to participate. I want to be more involved. So I think a lot has to do with how young you are.
No quieren ser contados por parte de Estados Unidos.
Many Latinos don't want to be included because we hear many promises, with no real outcome. However, I want to be part of this year's census because I believe that we should be counted and our capacity should be recognized. Now, according to the Census Bureau, they are currently developing a plan called the Integrated Communications Plan, known as the ICP. The goal of the ICP is to increase public awareness and to motivate people to participate more in the census. In Woodland Hills, I'm Shayla Selva for Valley View News. A popular part of Los Angeles doesn't look so popular right now, and the recession is to blame. Joyce Ajuri reports on how Westwood is coping with the tough times.
Empty, cleaned out, vacant. This seems to be the growing trend in Westwood near UCLA. Shoppers and tourists are still present in this college town, but some student favorites have gone under and for-lease signs obscure building windows.
As you can see behind me, not much activity is going on in the streets of Westwood. What was once a vibrant college town is now a bit of a ghost town. Many of these businesses are failing due to the recent economic downturn of 2008.
A popular Olive Garden restaurant once occupied the top part of this building. Anthony Zarati is a third-year UCLA student.
People go outside of Westwood to shop, and they're not really here during the weekday. People have to take the bus, the UCLA bus, and we go like to Santa Monica to 3rd Street Promenade. So it's kind of, I would say, an inconvenience.
These two frequent visitors of Westwood remember one of their favorite places that shut down within the past year.
Oh, Juju's.
Oh, Juju's, yeah.
Juju's, yeah, it was a cereal bar, and they closed it. Really sad.
Some surrounding business owners didn't want to share how they were being affected by the vacant properties. Despite the failing businesses, Westwood is finding other ways to keep afloat. This vacant store sometimes holds red carpet movie premieres. Some production companies build temporary sets and use Westwood for films. Bigger properties host seasonal merchandise.
Reporting in Westwood, I'm Joyce Ajuri for Valley View News.
It's being called the biggest case of its kind in decades. Wealthy corporate executives, including a billionaire, have been arrested and charged with insider trading. A co-founder of the Galleon Group is accused of illegally profiting from inside information during hedge fund trades. The information reportedly involved major firms, including IBM and Google. Such inside information is supposed to be disclosed illegally. The Justice Department says it was, and several hedge fund companies made nearly $20 million doing it.